approach mechanics, there is a lot that we need to talk about with the last three steps of your approach. We teach a four-step approach, and it's the small right, slightly bigger left step. And this is where it gets very important. From the left to the right left for those last three steps. Now, as an indoor player, there's going to be a slight foot turn. There's going to be what's called a block step that happens in front of you. And that's where you end up turning your foot sideways. If you're running at the net, your foot would kind of turn sideways on the last step towards your setter. As a beach player, it's going to be different because we have less of an opportunity to pull that hockey stop where our momentum immediately stops and then goes upright. So we need that last foot ankle turn on the last step of our approach in indoor. But if you're playing beach, leave your toes in the direction that they're facing. You don't really need that. So you're going to get a lot more kind of quadricep recruitment from the beach jump. Now, when you go from your left to your right left, importantly, what you have to remember is that you want to extend that stride. So your left to your right left should fire. Imagine racing or trying to go as far and as fast as you can with one single step. That is a good way to think about extending your left to your right left or your left to your step close. You want that foot to fire off. And for some people, I've helped them by say, actually like claw, like use your toes to claw behind you so that you're actually pressing off of it. Some people just kind of step, I'll say daintily, from their left to their right left without developing fast forward motion. When you develop that fast forward motion, you're increasing the tension that's about to be put on your leg muscles. And that increased tension, that increased force allows you to jump higher. So from your left to your right left, extend that left step, drive forward with your right heel, and then leave both toes pointed forward if you're in the sand, and pop off of that ground hard. Okay, so extend the left step is key. Extend the left step. All right. When you're driving into the last two steps, your right foot is going to hit heel first and then toe. So your right foot is going to almost kind of roll on the ground from heel to toe, and your left foot is going to stomp. And essentially, it'll stomp with the base of the ball of your foot. I know that's kind of, it may be tough to visualize if we're just looking at it, but if you think midfoot or the base of the ball of your foot, that'll be good. You don't want to jump off your toes. You do not want to stab your toes into the sand. That will cause you to break, slow down, and all of the energy that should be being loaded into your quadriceps and then glutes is then going to be dissipated through like your toes and ankles, and we don't want that slowdown to happen. So for everybody out there, big left step in super slow motion, roll heel to toe on your right and mash the ground hard and quick with the middle of your left foot. And that's a good way to think about those last three steps.
So it sounds like when we're doing that jump, a lot of it is going to be coming from, a lot of our vertical is going to be coming from that left leg. If we're kind of pounding that left foot into the ground where you're finding the ball of your foot, is that kind of accurate? Because for me, you try to jump evenly, but it is common, especially if I'm playing a tournament, for my left quad to be more sore than my right. And so I guess that kind of explains that a little bit.
Yeah, there's a ton of, your right leg essentially loads on a slower stretch. So in reality, your right leg it's got an easier job because it slows you down a little bit more slowly than your left, and your left absolutely hits and it completely finishes the stop of your forward momentum, right? Or we could say that it just translates it up. Right. And both of those legs will go up, but your right leg takes a little bit longer to slow you down because your right leg's almost going to be almost fully extended when your heel strikes. Right? When your heel strikes at ground, that right leg is going to be pretty extended, and then you're going to slowly bend it as your hips start shifting forward, and then your left foot just basically stomps on the brakes, and that's what sends you up. And now you're not jumping just off of your left foot. That left foot is just the exclamation point on the end of it that sends you upright.